Hey guys, welcome to the Friday Vlog Saturday edition. This would be what I would call my emergency transmission live mic. It will be very raw, very little if any editing, and this will not be a monetized video because of the topics that we are going to cover. Let's get into it. So we started off, if you guys have been a subscriber or a viewer of this channel for the last 3 weeks, you know that we started off talking about Brett Kavanaugh and how at this point we could anticipate potentially seeing very strange, very unusual, if not very weird headlines in the news. And as of this Friday vlog, of course, we touched on the migrants making their way to North America. They are currently in South America right now. And this week, as of the recording on Wednesday, friends, one Twitter follower and a YouTuber asked me to make comments in regard to the domestic bombing, or I should say the domestic terror that we experienced this week. Now, I want to kind of paraphrase something that Paul Joseph Watson said and include a few little tidbits of my own. And that is this. Right now, as Trump is doing his rallies throughout the United States, his base and those who support him, individuals who support Donald Trump, have been re-energized, rekindled, remotivated, and ready to support his cause and his direction. Okay? So, if a competent, civil, capable, cogent supporter, why would they use domestic terror to help bolster some ideological, fundamental, political position when we know, based upon observation, that it would not help President Trump at all? Here's a question I want to ask all of you guys. When you see news out of the United States, when you see marches, when you see the political activity, when you see all the aggregates of activity coming out of the United States, ask yourself this question: who benefits? Who benefits from the level of activity, from the political positionings, from the political wrangling, from the particular headlines that are in the news? And who would you say are the individuals who are the most despondent, the most filled with angst, and the most driven individuals to see an individual not succeed? Okay? Right now, those individuals out here in the United States of America who do support Trump, these are individuals that I know in the Libertarian Party. These are individuals that I know in the Populist Party. These are individuals that I know that are Libertarian. These are individuals that I know were Bernie supporters. These are individuals who are disappointed, despondent, angry with the Democrat Party that wanted anyone but Hillary. And then, of course, you have just the right. Okay? Now, why would a Trump supporter want to jeopardize the momentum that Trump has right now? This caravan coming from Central America has been a key talking point for the president to express his immigration ideology and point fingers at the Democrats. Okay? Why would someone want to jeopardize the momentum from that aggregate of conversation in a political spectrum? Also, why would an individual, knowing that Trump just landed a huge political victory with Steve Kavanaugh, why would they want to jeopardize that? Why would they want to jeopardize? If you guys watch media or keep up with media, you guys may know that the aggregate was showing that the Republicans were closing in on their Democrat counterparts. So there was the gap was closing among the polls. As a matter of fact, take a moment right now and think, have you heard very much exiting polling? Okay? Who would that benefit if we were hearing more about exit polling when it comes to taking the House? Now, keep in mind here that I do believe that Democrats have the greatest potential to gain more seats in the House, and that is because some states aren't even running a Republican. So almost by default, you would think they would get at least 1 or 2 seats just by default. I do not anticipate the Republicans losing the Senate. So that's something that's for a whole other conversation. What are my thoughts on this domestic terrorist? Well, there are quite a few things, and it's like Paul Joseph Watson was saying, and a few things that I want to put in here just based on observation, and that is obviously this was very crudely done. There was certain levels of sophistication, but some of the devices that he used, although they are part of actual bomb constructions, really didn't have any practical or functional use. Why would he send a package to Joe Biden without sufficient postage? Why would there be a return address with Florida misspelled? Why would he put postage on packages that were going to be sent by a courier or via courier? And I know people keep talking about all the stickers on this van, and they are over the top. I mean, they are like absolutely every form of construct, every form of stereotype that I have seen Trump detractors talk about. Who does this benefit? Now, keep in mind here, I am not trying to make light of individuals who may have suffered levels of anxiety, levels of fear, levels of stress, levels of discomfort because of this. Thankfully, these bombs did not go off, and their design was so poorly done, I guess you could say, despite them being genuine pieces, that it never happened. Particularly the little digital clock. If you guys seen that little digital clock, it doesn't even have a timer, or it doesn't even have an end timer on it, or any sort of leads going out of it that would even trigger the bomb. So these were more, perhaps for the purposes of this conversation, meant to scare and distract. Who does that benefit? Now, this situation in Pennsylvania is a very sensitive matter. I don't know all the details. I don't know all of what is going on. I know that there are several fatalities. The reason I wanted to do this emergency transmission message to you guys is to let you guys know that excuse me, sciences, Trump's base right now is energized. They are enthusiastic. And I have been hearing from different groups, from the different parties, saying that they really feel that the momentum is going Trump's way, the momentum is going the Republicans' way right now, with all that we can see and all that we are learning as we get nearer to the elections. So the thing again, think about this objectively. Why would Trump supporters at this moment of uprise want to do anything to jeopardize that? What group of individuals that have supported Donald Trump are really angry? As a matter of fact, some of these individuals are ecstatic when he upsets individuals on the left, when he says the things he does towards the media. I don't see or hear or see any of these individuals ever discussing any levels of hostility towards the left. As a matter of fact, the people are quite content to let just Trump be Trump and just let him do all the work and then go along on the proverbial Trump train. So keep in mind here and try to keep this within context as to, you know, the direction and ebb and flow of how this media news is coming out to you guys daily. I would say every 25 minutes when I'm on my Facebook doing some of my PR work and marketing. I mean, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, CNN, MSNBC, Uprock, some of the more liberal-leaning news media. And yes, I follow all of it, because if I'm going to be an informed individual, if I'm going to be able to speak to you guys with levels of knowledge, then I need to hear the opposition. I need to hear from Trump detractors. I need to hear from individuals from all the different parties, from my moderate friends, from my independent friends, from my populist friends, from my Democratic friends, and even my liberal friends. I have to listen to everybody to be able to bring you guys some level of objective perspective. Yes, I have my own bias. And the only thing that troubles me right now is not that individuals who are Trump supporters are upset. I am more concerned by the direction and manipulation and what we're seeing in these headlines. Because again, who does it benefit? And so that is not said in any way to be insensitive. That is not said in any way to be dispassionate towards individuals who are suffering. And I'm kind of saying this more in lines of the domestic terror and not necessarily what's going on in Pittsburgh right now, because that is a very sensitive subject. Not one that I want to even remotely try to politicize. I'm just trying to express to you guys as we have talked about in the last 3 weeks, very strange, very unusual, if not weird things are going on here in the United States. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for your support. This is a very unusual broadcast, but I feel that individuals out there who want to try to actually bring people together, who actually want to ensure that we're safe here in the States and that we have a safe, fair, and honest election, that individuals like myself and all my friends out there in the political spectrum who do political commentary. If you like, I will leave links to those guys down there in the public section below for you guys to watch. But thank you so much for all of your support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.